to ECSports 22, back for more at the end of the season. I am here with El Mas Chingon. I don't know. I say it all the time. I don't know if you guys can know a face. You know what? We were talking prior to the show about what we're going to speak about, but I forgot to mention. I want to get your because then we can segue into the actual topic. But you were in a fantasy final of our league,
Yes.
um, which I lost in the first round. No, I lost in the second round.
Second round. Yep.
Yeah, to the guy you're playing, Ricky. He actually won 2 years ago, so this is his second time around. But the
Yeah.
score was like single digits apart. You were down. You had no players. You played all nine of your players. He had
Yep.
Josh Allen and T. Higgins until the catastrophic event happened, which now we're hearing is way back to a beautiful solution with Damar Hamlin. But tell me what you thought, because obviously this shit has never happened before. And we didn't have no little pennies on the line. We were
Yeah.
thousands. So how did it affect you as it affected a lot of other people?
Yeah. I mean, I wasn't watching it live. I saw a video on Twitter right away on like the hit. At first, I was like, this wasn't even like a terrible hit. Like it didn't even look that bad.
Yeah.
But some people that was like straight to the chest, and during fantasy, I was just like, what's gonna happen? Like they're literally suspended the game, and this was a very important game for both sides of the teams, and it's crazy that that happened. And I don't want to be selfish on my end to be like, oh, like because I beat him. I supposedly beat
Yeah.
him by like point 0.4 points, like by that, like literally point 0.4,
Yeah.
and I wouldn't want to
Officially
take
you
that.
won. Officially.
Yeah, officially. So like if they were to play, the thing is, I'm thinking to the other person's perspective as well. Like if I had two of my players in that game and they were big impacts to the game, like I would want them to play. So
Yeah.
like regardless if they're gonna reschedule it and whatnot. So like I definitely accepted the fact that if that game did continue on, I probably would have lost 100%. Like it was just a screen pass, like you said, or it would have been a touchdown, whatever, and I could have
Catch
lost. I
means it would either one of the players that he had would have solidified the win. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate, but I
yep,
could have been in the same situation. Would I have been that? I'm sure there's people out. Hey, I won. Period. Now that's
yeah,
where, if I had a guy like that, which thank you very much for not putting me in that situation. We would have had to make something, because that would have been that. Come on, like that. There's guys I'm hearing that are splitting pots because there's guys like that in their league. There's guys that are like using the points from this coming week,
that's crazy.
starting all over. Like, at what point do you say, all right, we're gonna just use this week? That would be crazy.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So it
RJ still owes me $100 though, so
yeah,
I'm gonna have to get back at him with that.
text that in. He did say that. I do have that, and I'll back you on that. I got that on paper. Actually, it was in our
Yes,
group
sir.
chat too, right?
It
Me,
was. It was.
yeah, bro. Pay the man his money. But yeah. So at that point, like, we were talking about the event. It was a cardiac situation where neither one of
Yeah.
us are doctors, but in football terms, like you said, you're thinking when it pops up on your ESPN, a lot of dudes that watch sports have a ESPN alert. I saw CPR and all that. I'm like, damn, bro, what the, like? It's
Yeah.
obviously not a head trauma, because but like I said, I'm not a doctor, but it's some scary stuff, especially when you got, I got a son that plays football. I'm sure you know a lot of people, including Dylan, that play football that are close.
Yeah.
Um, what did you think when it happened?
Yeah. It was. I mean, I was just blown away by it, and then how he got up. Like when he got up and he just passed out. Like it's most of the time when you get up to sleep, like when you're getting up from a rest, good night, and you can't get up right away because your blood's
Yeah.
not flowing through your brain, and especially when you get a hit like that, like it was just very unfortunate. I know T. Higgs didn't mean no malicious
No,
intent
no.
towards that at all either. Like we both know that, and like I'm just glad that they ended up canceling the game overall because it after all it's the player's health no
Def-
matter what.
Definitely.
Like we're more worried about the player rather than whoever's clinching a seating or whatever. Like the NFL's not gonna care about that. It's always the player's safety. It's
Did you
always.
see Skip Bayless's comment? Is it just a
Oh
point
my gosh.
Bayless, or will you think he was? Is this like I would like lock my Twitter if I was certain people because sometimes you have a knee jerk reaction and
Yeah.
you put yourself in a situation, and then it's like, all right, it's Skip, but it's like, bro, like, how,
Nah. I hated that. I hated that tweet so much. Like I don't understand how he's like still doing the show. Like it's kind of ridiculous because like you can't talk about the NFL when somebody is like in the hospital.
yeah,
Like why are you talking about the NFL about like who's gonna clinch this and like what's the seating gonna be like when someone is literally
he
like in the merge of
resuscitate,
dying?
yeah, he
Like yeah, exactly.
resuscitate
Like
on the field. So it's like, bro, like, just be quiet. Like, let the
yeah,
situation,
like
like, I know a lot of people are like, oh, I can't believe they were thinking about playing. People have to realize, like, this is an event that is rare in the entire history of the NFL. So everybody's,
yeah, never happens.
luckily, everybody that was scrambling around weren't the most important people, which were the first responders. I heard the assistant athletic trainer kicked them
Yeah, I heard that too.
they were supposed to do, and that's something that, especially as I'm sure his family is respectful for and loves, that people did what they were supposed to do, and everybody should have just chilled and understood the situation. I'm glad the players and the coaches agreed that they weren't going to play, and like I said, now we're in a good place where this past Friday he's talking, and he's getting a great prognosis, and hopefully he gets to do not just football but just live his life as he wants moving forward. So I'm happy for that.
Yeah,
So we got some games today, games
we
with
do.
good you know playoff implications. My guy Patty, he didn't patty when I needed him to patty. Picked the playoff game to only score 40. If he would have did his average, I would have won, but I'll leave it at that because I would have demolished you. We already know.
Was Derrick Henry sitting that week or
Yeah,
what?
he said this is why I want to push it back, not just because of Derek. I just feel like I feel like Hurts for you. I feel like Hurts would have played if
Yeah,
this
100%.
was, you know what I mean? Like those are the two players I look like damn, Ivan would have had Hurts, and we'd probably be in a more,
Yeah,
situation where like, bro, I'm winning by like 60 right now. You're not guaranteed. Look, what if that would have happened? You're winning
yeah.
by 60, and you know what I'm saying? And now Josh has to score 50 and T. Higgins 10. That's not a guarantee, bro.
No,
So
it's not.
that's why I felt like pushing the games, up a week for the playoffs would help everybody out.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got Patty going against why is it leaving me that quick?
I forgot who the new quarterback is. Jarrett?
Yeah, Stidham, right?
Jarrett Stidham, yes.
And then we got what's the other game? We were just talking about
We
it.
we have Tennessee and Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, where I got Casey and Jack. I just feel like KC is KC. I know you're talking about ATS, but
Hmm.
they they have to get home field throughout. I mean, no team wants to travel during the playoffs. They want to stay home. Um,
Yeah.
and then I just feel like Jacksonville's on a roll right now. Everybody has had them in the fucking cellar. It's Lawrence's, is it second year?
Yes, it is. Or I think it might be his third. No, it is his second.
Justin or two,
It is his
yeah.
second year.
And it's his opportunity to get a team that, let's be real, like started off in a shit show situation with,
Doug Peterson.
yeah, with their coach. I mean, when he
Yeah.
initially drafted, even this year. But they got a Super Bowl winning coach, and they look tough. What about you on these games?
Um, I like Raiders to cover. Chiefs rank 22nd in DVOA in defense over the past 5 games. So they're 25th against the pass right now. And I don't know if you saw the game with San Francisco and the Raiders last week, and he actually played very well. Like he played like like that type of like drunkenness where you're just like you don't really care. You're just kind of like playing, you know what I mean? And he it felt like he was loose out there. So
Talk about
I
Stidham.
think yeah, Stidham. And I mean this is one of the top defense, like one of the top defensive teams in the NFL, the 49ers, and this is a first year. I think this is his first year. Um, but Devontae Adams receives over 30% of the targets in the passing game. Like he and Kansas City ranks 31st in DVO against the top wide receiver up against the opposing team. So I think they'll feast in the passing game. I also think Josh Jacobs will have like a game as well. I think he's in the mix of breaking a record right now for a Raiders record. I think he needs at least 300 and like something yards for him to break this record. So I think he's gonna have a big game. For that Jacksonville and Tennessee game, I was hearing that Jacksonville was already starting to sell playoff tickets 2 weeks prior before they're even in playoffs.
Really?
So yeah, what do you do with Jacksonville? Why are you selling playoff tickets when you're not even in the playoffs yet?
That's
So
crazy.
yeah, so I will not take Jacksonville because I feel like this is a pure Jacksonville letdown spot for them to go to the playoffs. It led up to, this point. They're playing hard, but Tennessee's been here. Tennessee has been in the same situation, the same exact spread. Mike Vrabel, ATS dog.
Your quarterback
And
is terrible.
he he is not the greatest. I
He
know.
who? First of all, he's a
I actually
Browns throwaway. Tannehill's gone,
yeah.
and let's be real, Malik Willis is already a bust. Sorry.
So I was yeah, I mean he is a
You know who
bust
Malik Willis
for
was prior
sure.
to the draft?
I would
Prior to the
no,
combine, did you know him?
no, I didn't.
Exactly. So he's a Zach Wilson. He's a Mitch Trubisky. Let's be real. I don't care what color he is or what type of quarterback he is. He's the same. You're trash, bro. He looks bad. He doesn't look like he's listening to anything in the. Not that he's playing, but they have a third string dude from Cleveland
Hmm.
playing against a Jacksonville defense and Trevor Lawrence that have been killing as well as ATN. So yeah, the playoff shit, selling tickets is dumb, but I mean, at the end of the day, it's when you're in the trenches and who's gonna win. So
Yeah,
I'm definitely interested in seeing. And Tennessee is always just like, all right, who are they gonna throw to? Who's throwing it? Like, I'll just put 9 in a box. If you're gonna have Derrick Henry beat me, okay, cool.
yeah. They're gonna literally feast on him, and then they're just gonna throw a bunch of short passes. I'm not gonna lie, the QB isn't that great for them to. I mean, there is some exposure that could be on the Jacksonville because they are exposed on the defensive end for the pass game.
Mhm.
Um, but they're gonna have to stop Derrick Henry, and if they can't stop Derrick Henry, then yeah, that too.
You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? Dude is a freaking beast. I mean, he's coming to his own, but we shall see. It's gonna be good for football and good for gambling. What do we
Yes,
got?
sir.
We got some boxing tonight. I know Tank Davis is favorite, but I want to get into the fact of the huge fight that everybody's looking forward to. Ryan Garcia, first of all, is a guy that people that don't even watch boxing know because he's an Instagram Snapchat famous ass
He's
dude.
an influencer,
He's
essentially,
a
is what.
boxing influencer that actually wins. And
Yep.
he's got the look. He's like the new age Oscar De La Hoya. So people love
Yep.
Tank is the tatted up 5'5" beast that was discovered or whatever you want to call it by Floyd Mayweather. They're not really together now, but he's a monster too. That I've been watching for a while. However, their fight's in April. Ryan had a fight as
Hmm.
well this month. He chose to focus on the Tank fight and get more in the gym. Tank is fighting tonight uh,
Yeah.
on January 7th. So, what is your opinion on the whole situation of I'm going to take a fight. I just got arrested for domestic. Whereas if you read the whole, I'm not going to get into it, but it's not, oh, he punched a girl and he got arrested. That is not the situation. A lot of people are clickbait and they don't read
Oh
situations.
yeah,
And then they just
yeah,
push stuff out. Oh, he beat a woman. I don't know what happened. I do know that the woman that was in the situation, his child's mother came out and said that wasn't a domestic dispute. No police should have been called. It was our business. Da 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 da. That's what I read. I didn't go in,
yeah,
but he's in that situation, and he's about to fight a dude that's undefeated and has a belt.
yeah. I mean, it's a very tough situation for Gervonta Davis to be dealing with. I mean, especially if he was more preparing for Ryan Garcia, and that I mean, I feel like for me, like this would be more of like a distraction on his end. Like, let me
I
take
think
this
this
fight
fight
and let me
was
just
booked.
throw that
To
out the
be
window.
honest, to be straight, I think this fight was
Hmm.
already booked when Ryan and him and Ryan's fight was booked when they agreed. Tank just decided
Oh, okay.
through it. Yeah, that's how that went.
Oh, okay, okay. I see
Ryan had
now.
a fight too, but he was like, I'm good on that. Let me go.
Yeah, yeah, I see. Yeah,
April.
it's a very tough situation for him to be dealing with, and I think that I mean this fight alone will put everything behind him, hopefully. So, and then we'll see with that. I'm really excited to see that Ryan Garcia and Tank fight because it's gonna be someone's mouth's gonna get shut, and there's gonna be no more shit talk. So, because they're always back and forth, and apparently somebody be grabbing somebody else's chains in some clubs and whatnot. Is what I see. Is what I
Well,
was seeing. Like, what's up?
I said, what the hell? Ryan hasn't really
Yeah.
fought anyone either. Tank is like a 2 to 3 fight a year type dude. Ryan is
Mm.
meticulously fight picked by Oscar De La Hoya. Um,
But he's not with Golden Boy. Like, is he not with Golden Boy?
he's not anymore.
I thought he like got like his own
I thought that
training
was.
from like elsewhere.
Oh, I thought that was Canelo. Let me double check.
Canelo, yeah, yeah, yeah. Golden Boy is Canelo, right?
No, Canelo left Golden Boy. He's with the Zone.
Oh, okay. So then I'm probably having my stuff messed up right now.
Yeah,
So yeah,
he's with Golden Boy.
okay,
18
yeah.
since he was 18. So yeah, that's Oscar's guy. But um I'm looking forward to it. I'm just hoping that none of these he's a 14 minus 1400 favorite.
Oh
Uh
my gosh,
yeah.
what the?
So it's
He's
not
minus
like
1600 right now.
yeah. So it's not like there's money to win. I watch him a lot. I don't know how much you watch him, but dude's a monster. Like he's one of those dudes that he starts getting to know you in the first 3 rounds, then he just picks you apart.
Goes in.
He has like a 90% knockout rate. So it's
And
gonna
25 KOs in his
yeah
27 fights.
yeah exactly. So as you can see with the stats, it's crazy. All right, let's get into. You said something about Daniel Jones. I know you're a stat guy about his. Um,
Yes, I was seeing that. So this just happened, I think, today, and I just saw this today. And so you're meaning to telling me that Daniel Jones ranks no, he's first in the NFL for interception rate at 1.1%. First in the NFL with the highest percentage of passes on target at 81% completion rate. That is crazy.
wow.
Daniel Jones, he came out of Duke.
Yeah. Do you think?
Like,
All right. Is that the Giants guy?
if I was a Giants fan, yeah. If
What
I
if
was
you're
a if I was a
Dable?
Giants,
It's not your guy. You drafted, and Dable is more of an analytics type of guy.
I mean, I would still say yeah, man. Like, I would still say yeah, because this guy can do it all, regardless if he's throwing for 300, 400. Like he's moving forward with like him, running onto the field and actually getting tutties. Because sometimes he does do that. He's not like the fastest guy. Actually, he did top a. There's a video of him topping when he fell. You remember when he fell
Oh yeah,
down when he was
yeah.
sprinting? He topped like 22 miles per hour
Yeah,
there. So
he
he
was
actually
going
is
too
pretty quick.
fast because he was
So
going
he
too
is pretty
fast.
quick.
He's like, "What the hell am I doing?" So to segue
Yeah.
into what you just said, we can talk about the Bears because that's another team that has a quarterback that has came into his own here, and he was not drafted by the current regime. We were speaking prior to the show about whether or not the Bears, which I think would be blasphemy, but some people, including yourself, not in a manner of fuck Justin, but more of who knows what this guy is going to do. What are the Bears going to do, whether they get the number 1 pick, which is going to happen if they lose and Houston wins, or the number 2 pick, which, to be honest, in my opinion, you have Justin Fields. Doesn't really matter because it's going to be a valuable pick to trade. But what do you think the situation is? And if so, why would the Bears draft and throw away Justin as if he's not a superstar in the making?
Yeah, like we were talking about prior before we started this show, knowing the Bears and their history of drafting, it's just quarterback after quarterback after quarterback.
Doesn't matter.
I mean,
new regime.
It is new regime. I just would like if I was a GM or high up there in that organization and I see Justin Fields performing the way he performs and coming out
with bums around him.
Yeah, literally nobody that's like great like at what they're doing right now. O-line sucks, defense sucks, and with how he's doing right now, like I'd obviously try to like sell him to see what I can get back so we could, build around, certain people, and not saying that we can't build around Justin, but like, hear those people out. And
so when you say
he's going to be
throw it out there, or so would you sell your number 1 or 2 pick, or would you sell what would you give me for Justin as a GM?
I would sell the number 1, number 2 pick for sure.
Okay.
I like Justin is a general, like he's a very different QB. Like
he is a generation.
Yeah, literally, I was gonna say that, and he is a generation QB, and no one does it like him. So it's very rare to see a guy do that, and especially at the paces he's going.
And it's the breakaway speed, right? It's not like it's just like, all right, when he gets into the defensive backfield, that's it. It's like different. It's a different, people say, oh man, he's different, but he really is, bro. It's like, even when you look at Michael Vick was more of like oh, I just got your ass. And
no, for sure.
Justin is like, all right, I can run you over, I could believe you, and we're talking about DB. We both live in the Illinois, Chicago area. We have a team that is top 5 in the league in reference to revenue with a shit stadium. So they're top 5 in revenue with Soldier Field. They're going to be leaving. They're going to come out here at Arlington Heights, which I have to be with my normal 9 to 5. I have to be in Arlington Heights every day. It's an amazing area. I pass it every day. I could see it right there. I've been to Arlington. I've seen the Dallas State. I've been there twice. Like, for Chicago to have that type of revenue streaming situation, we're talking Super Bowl, we're talking Final Four, we're talking CFP, we're talking Wrestle fucking Mania, whatever. You can laugh all you want. That's a revenue stream like a son of a bitch. You got a superstar quarterback. Do you think we have a coach that's just holding a bag for like a different guy, or is this coaching staff what we're going to have moving forward?
I think we should definitely look into like probably other. I don't know how like the offense ran the way it did this year. I don't know how it ran the way it did. There's just gonna have to be changes in like the somewhere in the offensive like coordinator. I think there is some stuff getting held back for sure.
He's gonna leave because this is how the NFL goes. Oh, Justin Fields did what he did. Oh, Luke Getz, he's the officer. Oh, let's hire him. That's kind of what happened with Denver, and look when that.
Yeah,
that's just how this.
Exactly.
Our head coach is a defensive coach. I feel like if you're a defensive coordinator, you're a defensive-minded coach, and your defense plays the way that we did, even with the talent that he had. I think he's more of a, let's get a guy to hold us until, the Bears want to come. Everybody wants to come fresh and new, just like McVay came when they got SoFi. It's just like, let's
Hmm.
get rid of Jeff Fisher. Let's get everything new and fresh. We got our quarterback. We got this. So
Look what happened.
I'm interested to see what Ryan Poles does. The secret is we don't know. We don't know if he thinks Justin's his guy. I've always,
Yeah.
if you've even 10 people watch the show, they know that I say, if I'm a GM, this guy has to fucking, first of all, impress me personality wise. Can I deal with this
Hmm.
and what he does on the field? Like, he has to blow me out of the water for him to stay here when he was drafted by the prior regime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I am
That
extremely,
all yeah, that
but
all plays a role.
yeah, you do. I mean, it's going to be extremely crazy off season. He hasn't really shown the fan base a extreme, like, oh my gosh, he drafted this guy. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we
Yeah.
have something to look forward to. Yes, Brisker's good, but I mean, he drafted Valus Jones as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He
yeah.
traded our second pick for Chase Claypool, not
I
Baltimore.
was just about to say that. Like, what? I mean, it's scary. It's scary
Yeah.
because he's making that was mid-season.
Yeah. And then it's just
Like,
like, I just feel like if you got the number one pick, bro, you gotta utilize it correctly. There's guys that are going to, like, I think Anthony Richardson from Florida is the guy that's shooting up the charts now. Or, you still got Bryce and then you still got CJ. So there's gonna be teams that really want these guys and they're willing to give up a ridiculous amount to get them.
yeah, I mean, or just compete for the position. I mean, I could definitely see that as well as to compete for the position. I mean, we'll just have to see, and it's a very scary situation because we obviously like Justin Fields. We love Justin Fields on the Bears, but he has to have a winning culture, and he has to have people surrounding him and protecting him. Like I literally told you a stat of his sacks. He had 55
Yeah,
sacks this year on 323 dropbacks. That's a 14% sack rate. Like, how are you gonna let that happen to your quarterback? This guy's
totally.
taking hits for y'all.
Hits like a mug.
Like,
But hey, I hope Danny's great. Haven't heard from him. But great show today. We'll see you guys next week. EC Sports. Thank you, Ivan.
no problem.